Alright, I don't know how many of you are like me, but when it comes to working out, I'm the worst. I tell myself I'm going to get back in shape, and for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I go to the gym almost every day, and it's going good, and then all of a sudden you miss that one dreaded day, and you realize how awesome not going to the gym is, alright? Exactly. And then one day leads to another, and then all of a sudden, all your hard work is done. So today, I'm going to tell you the importance of keeping a constant workout routine. Now, as John Ratey, a Harvard Medical School psychiatrist, says, exercise is the best single thing you can do in terms of mood, memory, and learning. So I'm going to describe or explain the benefits of exercise on your muscles and bones, stress levels and depression, and how it can improve your learning. Young men and women who exercise regularly benefit from a greater peak bone mass. And what this is, peak bone mass is like the strength of your actual bones. And one way to increase your bone density is by doing weight-bearing exercises, such as weightlifting, walking, running, jogging, tennis, or even dance. Yeah. I read in a New York Times article that muscle strength declines as you age, but a study's shown that people who work out are generally stronger and leaner in their specific age groups. As I continued reading this article, I read that exercise also helps your joints, which is a necessity because in order to keep your joints healthy, they require motion, and long periods of inactivity can cause arthritic joints to stiffen and adjoining tissues to weaken. And your joints are pretty important to your body, an example, the knee, because they bear a lot of weight and they're responsible for moving your body. So here is the knee. We have the femur, which is on top, and then we have the fibula and tibia on the bottom, and the kneecap right here, which sits on top, also known as the patella. And all of the muscles and the ligaments are actually responsible for holding the knee together. And when you exercise, the moving of your actual knee pulls those muscles, which creates the strength and how you get them to build muscle. Let's see. The next benefit of exercise is on stress levels and depressions. I read on a WebMD that regular exercise, you benefit with a boost in your mood and lower rates of depression. And an added benefit is a psychological benefit, which is an improved self-esteem. I mean, when you work out, obviously you're going to think you look good, right? And when you exercise, you release endorphins in your brain, and these endorphins interact with the receptors in your brain, which reduce the perception of pain and also trigger a positive feeling in the body similar to morphine. You see here we have a picture of two brains. On the left is a brain at rest, and they just sitting for 20 minutes. This blue area right here is the neurons in your brain and the activity in it, and this is just 20 minutes after a simple walk, and you can see the complete increase in neurons, and this indicates is a heightened attention and faster information process, and this is just after a simple walk. After running, people generally say they get a feeling of euphoric feeling, also known as a runner's high, and this runner's high is accompanied with a positive and energized outlook on life. Also, on WebMD, as I read, exercise is an effective but underused treatment of depression, and joining groups are beneficial for people with depression because they help build strong social skills and support. And the final benefit of exercise is how it can improve learning. Exercise improves learning on 3 levels. It optimizes your mindset by improving alertness, attention, and motivation. John Ratey says, as it prepares and encourages nerve cells to bind to one another, which is the cellular basis for learning new information. And as I continued reading on this article, attitudemag.com, I believe it was, exercise helps spur the development of new nerve cells from the stem cells in your hippocampus. And the hippocampus is the area of your brain that is related to memory and learning. And good exercises that help reduce depression are simple exercises like biking, gardening, golfing, and swimming. What I learned actually is that your brain is an adaptable organ that can be molded similar to muscles in your body, just as simple as lifting weights. So going to the gym and keeping a constant workout routine is beneficial because it can increase how well you learn. And if you see, this is a study showing, this is just a poster showing that kids who worked out at least 60 minutes a day, simply just doing something fun like riding a bike or playing basketball, got higher grades than kids who did not work out at all. And this was done by the CDC, if you see down there. As I showed, exercise is more than just for flatter stomachs or bigger biceps. It helps with your brain, it keeps you from getting old too quickly. So if you keep working out, it'll protect your body from long-term damage. Thank you, guys. So good to see you out there.
All right, Jose, tell us what you thought.
Well, I thought his intro was kind of was cool because he caught everybody's attention by making everyone laugh. He seems like he knew what he was talking about. He carried out a lot of great details, and I like how he knows these body parts that, like the tibia and stuff like that, that I don't even know what they're called. And yeah.
All right. And yeah, okay, I got you. All right, Zach, I thought I'd agree with Jose about the attention device. I thought that worked pretty well, getting everybody interested and something that people can relate to, and there's a little bit of humor in it, so it makes people more interested in listening to what you have to say. You've got an excellent statement of what the thesis for the speech is and a good preview. I did think that in the body of the speech, once you started talking about the benefits that they ran together a little bit, you need to be a little bit more distinct. One of the problems was that the transitions often ended up with just a phrase, also, and that comes in. And I know that that's a signal that we've got a different point going on, but it's such a quick signal that people may not even realize that that's happening. So it would probably behoove you to provide a little bit longer transition between some of those points, and also connect us to what the secondary issues are that you're talking about. I thought you did an excellent job citing information in the speech. There's a lot of reference to the articles that you read and included. The visuals are fine. The detail on the knee is a little bit involved, and I'm not sure why we're getting that as opposed to a lot of the other things. But on the other hand, that you did have something on most of the points that you were talking about. It seemed like you always had something that you were going to show us at some point or other during the presentation, and it didn't feel like you were diverting us with that. You were trying to integrate it into the speech, so I appreciated that. And you managed it all pretty effectively, so that worked well. As I've said before, we're not emphasizing delivery on this thing. That doesn't mean I don't want people to do a good job on delivery, but I thought you sounded like you had actually practiced your speech. You knew what you were talking about. You sounded pretty confident when you were speaking, and that's the way I think people ought to be at this point, that they ought to sound like, I know the material, I'm talking to you, I'm not overly dependent on the notes, I just have to refer to them occasionally to remind myself what the quote is, and I thought you did an excellent job on that. All right, thank you.